Bokirto, T'filah Peaceful. Please rise. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join us in the hot tea.
We continue in our Cedar Ream on page 202. It is always good to be together at Bethel Elementary School for an amazing day of learning. We want to bless our studies, bless our words with the word sweet as honey. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. I can't hear you. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. pray to be sweet and fun and learning experiences for all of us. We turn in our Sidurim to page 11. Words to welcome Shabbat, the angels of Shabbat into our midst. Our tradition teaches we want these angels with us all the time, but especially on Shabbat, and we wish them shalom in our first verse, and we wish them seichem, go in peace, so that they can come back next week when Shabbat concludes. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharetz, how good it is, how beautiful is the Shabbat day. you can find a place in the room that is easy for your eyes to look at. And I want you to put your hands either holding your book or down at your side. You can put your book on your chair. And I want you to take some nice deep breaths in and out through your nose. Feel your breath fill up your body. You can already feel your breath all the way down in your toes to the very tip top of your head. Your breaths are so nice and big. And today when we say the words of the Shema, we're going to say it really slowly, one breath for every word. We're going to try it. So take a nice deep breath in and let it out. Here we go. Shema is the prayer Mikam Olcha. Can anyone tell me what the prayer Mikam Olcha celebrates? You can raise your hand if you know what the prayer Mikam Olcha celebrates. Lucy, what does it celebrate? Exactly right. Mikam Olcha celebrates the moment when we cross the sea. For what were we escaping? Vivian, what were we escaping? We were escaping slavery. What was on the other side of the sea where we got? Gavin, what was on the other side?
The other side. That way, the side that they were leaving.
No, the side that they were going to.
They were going to Israel.
They were on their way to Israel. That's right. And what was Israel? What was going to be Israel? Freedom, right. So, Mikam Olcha is a prayer that celebrates our freedom from slavery. And I'm tell you a story backwards. This is how the whole story ends, with freedom. But we're going to have to figure out how we got to Egypt. I'm going to tell you after we sing the words of this prayer of freedom. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. One more time with those lalas, I want to hear you. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. For hundreds of years is going to end in freedom. But how did we get to Egypt? This week's Torah portion tells us. This week, remember last week I told you about a guy? Does anyone remember his name? He had a fancy coat. And Alice, remember?
No.
No? Okay, then you're coming honest. Ben, did you remember? Close. Ezra, do you remember? Joseph. It was Joseph. Joseph had these dreams. He was a dreamer. And remember, he was in prison and he interpreted Pharaoh's dreams and he got appointed to a very important position in the government. And you're not going to believe what happens. Remember, Joseph's dream was about a famine and a drought and years of lots of food. There were years of lots of food first, and it was Joseph's job to save the water and the food for the years of drought and famine when there weren't enough water and not enough food. And guess what there was in Egypt because of Joseph during the drought and the famine? What do you think was there? What do you think was there? Food and water. Exactly right. There was food and water because Joseph was a smart guy. Now remember, Joseph, he had a family. Jacob was his dad, and he had brothers and a sister and lots of people in his family. And where they lived, there was a drought and a famine. There wasn't enough food and there wasn't enough water. And so what do you think you might do if there's a place where there's not enough food, enough water, and there is a place where there's lots of food and water? What would you do? Gabby, what would you do?
Maybe gather the food and bring it to them, or have them move to the place with a lot of food.
Have them move to the place with a lot of food. Great idea. So essentially, Joseph's brothers are hungry and thirsty, and they go to Egypt. And who do you think they have to talk to get the food and the water? They have to talk to Joseph. Now, Joseph does not look like the Joseph with the fancy coat. He looks very Egyptian, however an Egyptian might look. You can use your imagination. And so Joseph is like, to himself, he says, I can't believe it. My brothers are here. And the brothers are tired. It's a long trip, and they're hungry, and they're thirsty. And Joseph's brothers say, can you please help us? And Joseph, in this week's Torah portion, says, tell me about your family. Do you have a dad? And the brothers say, yeah, we have a dad. He's back in Canaan, where we're from. And Joseph said, interesting. And he said, do you have a younger brother? And they said, yeah, we do have a younger brother. His name's Benjamin. Because his brother we don't know what happened to him. He stays with our dad because our dad really wants to look out for him to make sure he's safe. And Joseph thinks to himself, can't believe it. My brother, Benjamin, and my dad. And they don't know I'm here. And Joseph, he's really excited inside, but he has to be very professional and Egyptian and leaderly. And so he says to everyone else, everyone leave the room, except for these people from Canaan. And everyone leaves the room. It's a little bit weird. Like, why would you leave these common people with a vizier of Egypt? And finally, Jacob can't stand it anymore. And he says, it's me! It's Joseph! And the brothers are like, whoa. You mean the brother that we haven't seen in so long? You're the one who's here? And he said, it's me, it's Joseph. I'm so happy to help you. This is what God planned. I'm reunite, and they have a big party, and they go get Jacob, and they go get Benjamin, and all the rest of the family, and they come to Egypt. And the Israelites settle in Egypt. And they're so happy, and they're safe, and there's enough food, and there's enough water, and they live very comfortably for a long time. And it's a good situation. There's just one thing that will happen 400 years later that we'll have to talk about when we start the book of Exodus. But I already told you how it ends. You kind of already know, right? The Jews are going to be enslaved, and we're going to eventually get out. But when we first go to Egypt, it's great. There's food, there's water, our family's over there. And that is what we celebrate in this Torah portion. Joseph, the brother who had such a complicated life, he reunites with his brothers, and he doesn't hold a grudge. He doesn't have bad feelings. He's so happy to be with his family again. And it is our hope always that we're happy to be with our family, that when something happens and we're unhappy about it, we can accept apologies, and we can move forward happily and with kindness, thinking positively. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to conclude our T'filah this morning with words of blessing for peace. Oseh Shalom is on page, let's try page, we're actually not going to sing Oseh Shalom. No, we're going to sing Oseh Shalom. It's on page 116. 116. It's probably on another place too. Shabbat Shalom, Bethlehem Elementary School. I would like now to invite forward Mrs. Jensen, who has some honorable